Welcome, everyone. I am Chris Gore from Film Thread. How's it going on a Friday? The Friday before Halloween, the greatest night of the year. It is the best holiday. It's the best to watch horror movies around Halloween. That's my favorite time. It's 31 Days of Terror. And tonight we are together all going to watch the movie Spirit Halloween, the movie. Yes, they turned your favorite store into a movie. That's true. I do have one big complaint about Spirit Halloween, the store. And I'm going to talk to the director who's going to be joining us shortly. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have the entire cast of Spirit Halloween, the movie, with us tonight. And so what you need to do right now is on your device, you need to go to Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Vudu, wherever you get your movies on demand, and you need to rent and or purchase Spirit Halloween, the movie, so you can watch along with us. We're going to have a good time. I'm excited to talk to you about this film. And look, I don't have to do anything. Once the cast comes on, they're going to be doing all the heavy lifting. But I'm excited to get your comments while we are chatting live, watching the film. We've got people in here already. Greasy Vop says, hope everyone is in good spirits. ZP says, sweet shirt, dude. Hank VP says, watch party time. And GT&T says, greetings, fellow nerds. Solomon Thornton, greetings, movie lovers. That's awesome. Great movie, says Mr. C. Mr. C, hopefully I got that right. Wesley M says, hi. See, we actually put up your comments. What we're going to do now is we're going to watch a short video that's going to explain how a watch party works. It's short. It's harmless, folks. Really quick. This explains how we're going to be doing this, because you need to have the movie on a second screen and you need to have the watch party. You can have it on your phone, your iPad, whatever. Look, this video does a better explanation than I would. So here we go.
Welcome to the Film Thread Watch Party.
Oh boy.
So, what is a watch party?
Hopefully get into the nitty-gritty of how this thing was made, which is really exciting.
You're telling a story, you're transporting people, with an experience.
It's a chance to watch your favorite independent films right alongside the cast and creators that made them.
Because you wanted my real-time reactions.
Instead of all of you getting together in one physical location, you can join in from the comfort of your own home.
So we gotta get, the secrets are gonna come out on this Film Thread Watch Party.
Think of it like you were hosting a fun, casual screening of your film at a backyard party with the cast, filmmakers, and your best friends.
It was just like, I just had a smile on my face all the time.
Film Thread Watch Parties are a second screen experience. So play the film on your TV while you view the watch party on your tablet, iPad, phone, or computer.
All right, this is the movie we're making. Okay, I get it.
Audience members, your fans and followers, can ask questions of the filmmakers and cast, share a line from their favorite scene, or just tell you how awesome you are.
You guys all did amazing jobs.
And if someone shows up late, no worries.
Everybody ready?
We're pressing play.
We'll help them sync up the film so they're all caught up with us.
3, 2, 1, click.
You guys got to get it. You got to get on this train. Time is ticking. It's going 50% off right now.
So join us live on the Film Thread Watch Party. Comment and ask questions, and hear the cast and filmmakers' responses live.
You hold on to your seats, because buckle up.
And let's introduce the director of Spirit Halloween, the movie. David Pogue is joining me. David, is it David Pogue? Is that how I pronounce your name?
That's right, David Pogue.
I got it right. David, how's it going? I see you already have an audience in your living room.
This is my creative consultant, writing partner here back.
Nice. Now, I think it would be a good idea for us to probably watch the trailer for the movie. But before we do that, I need to tell you that I have a complaint about Spirit Halloween, the store. I actually legit. Okay, so my complaint about Spirit Halloween, the store, as soon as I see it in August, which is great because Halloween's my favorite holiday. When I see it in August, I think to myself, where have you been? Why weren't you here in June? Why weren't you here in May? The thing is, for me, Spirit Halloween stores don't open early enough. So
I think scarcity is a good thing, right? You gotta want it. They want you to want it.
Well, before we bring on the cast of Spirit Halloween, the movie, and I'll let you introduce them because you worked with them during the shoot. You know them very well. In our digital green room, everyone was very chatty, which was great. Clearly, everybody got along during the filming of the movie. But what I want to do now is, why don't you and I watch the trailer together, and then we'll bring on the cast and introduce them before we all watch the film.
Great.
Cool. All right. I've got it here. We'll probably need to mute ourselves. So let's mute, and then let's watch the trailer for Spirit.
We can always just watch a scary movie at my place.
Here's the problem. Nobody knows what Hulu Plus Live TV is.
Yeah, it comes with over 75 live channels with sports like NFL games, plus Disney Plus, plus ESPN Plus.
What if we call it Hulu Plus Live TV plus plus plus?
That's dumb, but we're going to go with it.
Dude, we need something super creepy around now. You want something really creepy? How about a night locked in here? Pop-up Halloween store in a creepy lot? Awesome. Booyah!
Final notice.
A spirit that can't let go of his life? Possibly someone who died here. Alec Windsor. We're doing something Saturday. The three of us, best holiday of the year, just like always. But the store closed and we're still inside.
You mean the store's locked and we're trapped inside?
Was that there before?
Ask the right questions, you'll get the right answers.
Is Alec Windsor roaming tonight?
Where does he want? Oh my god, what's happening?
For 1 hour on the anniversary of their death, they can possess things or people.
Dead will end tonight.
He's not answering his phone.
He's with his buddies. He's fine.
Holy cow. Seal with a sacrifice to set him free.
Carson, now! The girlfriend is a little scary. Hi.
I think I failed to mention that it's sponsored by Hulu because that ad came up. Which is fine. I think I failed to mention that. So, oops, sorry. But why don't we bring on the cast right now? We've got a lot of people in the chat. They have questions. I'm sure the cast has answers. Let's bring everybody on. I'm just going to bring them on, and David, you work with them.
Sure.
You have Jaden and Donovan and Marissa and Dylan is here, and we also have Shannon Hutchins. Shannon, you worked on the film.
Yep, I'd say.
Nice.
Shannon, yeah, he's one of our executive producers.
Nice. Well, maybe you want to go around the horn and get everybody acquainted here.
Yeah, you want me to introduce everybody here?
Sure, why not?
So I don't know if we all see the same order. I'm looking at Jaden J. Smith first, playing Bo, Dylan Frankel playing Carson, Marisa Reyes playing Kate, Donovan Colin playing Jake. This couldn't have been a better cast. We got really lucky. It was a fast casting process, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I feel blessed that we found this team of friends. I hope they're friends now. I feel like we all became friends during this movie.
Yeah.
About a year ago, we started casting. I want to say we were shooting in November.
Great. And what obviously the store inspired the story somewhat, but there is more of a backstory to the story itself.
Yeah, I just found out our writer Billy Bates was supposed to join, and she's in the air. Her flight got delayed or something, and so if she land, hopefully she'll join in. I hate to speak for her, but she wrote the script several years back, genuinely just inspired by the store. She's actually from Australia, and when she moved to America, she was impressed with how big of a deal Halloween was. It's not a big deal everywhere else. And so she's raising a family here, and she had kids, totally infatuated with the Spirit Halloween store. And she said this idea came to her, one day several years back, as a really fun idea. She wanted to write a movie that her kids would like. I think it's always kind of fun to work on something that we could share with the family. And we were into pre-production before we had full. I mean, Shannon can speak to this some, but full, Spirit Halloween, the store franchise, didn't know what we were up to, to begin with. We were worried if we would be able to get their support or not, or have to rewrite this as a generic Halloween store. And when they joined on with us, we were all systems go. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we thought we were just going to make the movie as just a made up fictional Halloween store, and but we said, let's reach out and just see if they wanted to be a part of the process and let us shoot in the store. And, and they jumped at it and, gave us just all the resources, which helped a lot considering how fast we had to get it up. Cause I think by the time we decided we wanted to do it, we realized our prep was going to be a lot shorter than most movies that we make.
Yes.
But they were great. And we were able to find the location in Rome, Georgia, that just worked perfectly. And it came together. We were, super fortunate and happy to have them on board and, make the store, a part of the story that was inspired by the store.
Right. Yeah. It was genuinely inspired by the Spirit Halloween store. So we were all hoping that, that could be the case. So it was the best case. I feel like once they got on board, they were really excited to be making a movie. They weren't pushy about anything, but they were all seemed to be Halloween lovers themselves, obviously. And it was fun to collaborate with them. I think the script had originally been written about some Spirit Halloween animatronic characters several generations back. They seem to phase these monsters in and out. They change them throughout the years. And so we had to recast our main monsters, with current animatronics that we had access to. And just the process of turning those animatronics into monsters we could use was a lot of fun and uniquely challenging, as this whole thing was.
Now, does everybody have the movie ready to press play and ready to go so we can watch along?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Cool. And do you want to, just for any members of the cast, first of all, it's so great that this was pulled off so well. I mean, there is conflict in this movie. There is conflict between the characters, but it seems you all get along so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually had the boys come down about a week early just to let them have some, I was justifying it to Shannon as rehearsal time, but I wanted them to be able to hang out and ride bikes and get to know each other. And I feel like quickly everyone became the friends they are in the movie. I feel like I don't want to speak for those guys, but they had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We those weeks before filming, we went out to dinner together, and we just hung out at the hotel. We did our homework together, and it was a really fun time. We got a chance to bond before the movie.
Cool. Anyone else want to add something?
I mean, yeah, I just have to agree. I'd say the week had to help because, you know, it just kind of allowed us to get more of a connection before we started filming. And, you know, it was easier to like make a connection and, you know, it's easier to pretend you're friends when you're actually friends. So, definitely helped. Yeah.
And I'd like to point out, I mean, you can watch this film that was filmed less than a year ago, and these everyone's already changing. So try casting a group of boys 12 to 14 years old. It's a rapidly changing time, and it was a challenge to assemble three friends that felt like real friends and were at a similar place in life. Because 12 to 14 is quite a range in just everything as far as states of growing up, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, Dylan, I think your voice is about 2 octaves lower than it was 10 months ago.
Yeah. Did anyone else want to say anything before we start press play and watch the movie? No? Okay, good. All right, okay. Who's gonna say it? Somebody has to say that we're gonna press play here.
I'll say it.
You'll say, okay, cool. So everyone get ready. Get ready. Everyone got the movie queued up. And this not just for everyone here on the stream, but everyone watching in our audience. And we already have some great comments. Please post your comments and questions, and I'll be throwing them up on screen, and whoever would like to answer. But there's already a bunch of people in the chat participating. So can we get a countdown to 3, 2, 1?
3, 2, 1.
Okay. I see a logo.
It's happening. We all got a rocket ship blasting up into space here.
Yeah.
All right. We're off.
A comment here from Chelly Roberts says, I'm officially old because I can't help but think they're so stinking adorable that I want to pinch their cheeks and feed them cookies.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
You guys milk that as long as you can.
Bad Andy says, my first watch party, be gentle. And here's a question from Dempsey. It's a question, I think, for everybody. Dempsey asked, did any of you get actually frightened during filming? Any funny stories about something like that from the set?
Yes. When we were filming the first time we were in the store and Jake and Carson were arguing about what they were going to do for Halloween, every time that jumping spider popped up, I would always get scared, no matter it was while we were filming or when we were offset. I would always get scared no matter what. It was terrible. I did not like it.
On that note, John Millweld says, I am looking forward to learning Jumping Spider's origin story.
That's the origin story.
Yeah. Jumping Spider a few times for sure.
Yeah. I actually went and bought a jumping spider after the movie, and I have it at my front doorstep, and I'll order whoever's coming over to deliver something, me and the kids will go stand at the window and just watch them just get scared to death.
It's just erratic enough that it'll get you.
Now we're at the very beginning, kind of learning the origins of how the Spirit Halloween land became haunted. This is, of course, Christopher Lloyd's character. You have to tell us about what it was like to work with Christopher Lloyd. People are already in the chat saying, Doc.
Yes.
Marty, great Scott. I mean, look, I've seen him at conventions. I've seen Christopher Lloyd just seems like a joy to work with. David, can you tell us what it was like to work with him?
Man, he really was. Am I on? He was just a gentleman, and it was like, it very much was humbling to work with him, to meet him. It was quick. We had 3 or 4 good long phone conversations leading up to the shoot, and he came in for the shoot, and I just remember, like, shaking his hand, and here we go. We're going to shoot this thing tomorrow. And he He was a lot of fun. I mean, you know, I feel like the whole set was a little starstruck when we were shooting that scene. I feel like there was a crowd out here in the field in his eye line that I didn't realize was happening, and he was too nice to ask for it. And I turned around and saw this crowd, and I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, guys, get out of here!" You know. So we were all very excited to work with a legend. You know, I kind of gushed over him about how bad he scared me in Who Framed Roger Rabbit when I was a kid, and he liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Comment here from Greasy Vop says, in my neighborhood, a $200 animatronic would get stolen immediately. Lol. So there you go.
Yeah, you gotta keep those things chained up.
Yeah, no kidding. Cool. How long did it take to film with Christopher Lloyd, and what piece of Back to the Future merch did you have him sign?
Oh, missed opportunity on my end. We shot this particular scene in a day. It was the shortest, you know, it was mid-December, or no, it was early January, but it was one of the shortest days of the year. And we shot sun up to sundown, fighting for every bit of light we could. That was this day. And we had several days of voiceover work, you know, later on that we filmed, that we did in a studio after most of the edit was there, so he could react to the scenes we made. But other than that, it was prelim and conversations.
Gotcha.
So,
let's see. Here's a question from Lily VS. Do you guys have a favorite scary movie? And she must be in the UK. That is the UK spelling of the word favorite. Do you each have a favorite scary movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I definitely say The Shining. The Shining's the best, and it's one of the scariest too. So.
Yeah, I like the Black Phone that just came out. It was good because it wasn't like too gory, but like it made you like, oh, it was scary.
Cool. Honestly, I'd have to say like Annabelle, because that was like the first scary movie that got me into like scary movies.
Yeah.
Doors open.
Oh, I want to watch the two Halloween Ends and Terrifier 2.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm waiting to see that in theater.
No, I don't think I know I have a favorite scary movie. I just, every time somebody asks me this question, I forget every single movie I've ever seen. So right now there are 0 movies coming to mind. So you'll have to ask me online and give me an hour or 2 to think about it.
Well, I think you all have terrible parents. You should not have been watching The Shining. That's the Black Phone. That is frightening. No, I kid. I think it's sort of age specific. I mean, my daughter was pretty young when she saw Alien. She was like 13.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, Alien.
Movie. You've seen that too, Donovan?
Yeah, of course.
Look, I'm telling you.
The whole series, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, you guys really prepped for this film. And then Greasy Vop is asking, does everybody else always have closed captioning on? I always use closed captioning.
I do too. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's like a cheat.
I know. You need to have closed captioning on always.
Yeah, I love it.
No, I think it encourages passive watching. I think you need to be in a good room with good sound and focus in on your movie.
And then
is pretty good.
Another question here. This should be for everybody. Gabriel Quiroga asks, what inspired each of the actors to start so young? Any favorite actors?
Well, I started when is there an echo?
Not on our end. It sounds pretty good.
Okay.
It sounds pretty good to everybody else. Chat, let us know if there's an echo.
All right. But when I was 4, I went to see a Spider-Man play, and I told my mom, like, I told you Spider-Man was real, because like I just saw it with my own eyes, and she was like, no, that's just an actor. I was like, no, I want to become an actor. So I want to be Spider-Man. And since then, I've just kept pursuing the actor's dream. And my favorite actor, I've watched, I think, almost every single Michael B. Jordan movie. So I would say like Michael B. Jordan. I've watched Creed, Black Panther. I've watched all of them. I like to say Michael B. Jordan's my favorite actor.
Cool. Anyone else care to answer that question?
Yeah, for sure. For me, growing up, my favorite thing. Sorry, I have a Jolly Rancher in my mouth. Um,
Okay.
I wanted to become an actor because of the Harry Potter series. It was my favorite thing growing up. It still is my favorite thing. And watching them just get to play make believe for a job, for a living, is just so wonderful. You never get to give up or lose that childlike sense of wonder where you get to play dress up all day. That's why I wanted to become an actress. And I think my favorite actress, ironically, is Helena Bonham Carter, because I think she is one of those people that is just a chameleon and can do quite literally anything with a stunning performance.
Cool. Who else wants to jump in with an answer to this? How'd you get started?
Sure. So the way I got started was kind of funny because my mom, she's a hair colorist, and her client was on Orange is the New Black, and she saw me when I was pretty young, and she just kind of introduced me to her manager, and it started from there. Just kept going. And favorite actor, after watching Breaking Bad, I'm gonna have to say Aaron Paul, because especially like knowing like he took no acting classes going into Breaking Bad, he was just so good and so real. So I'd have to say Aaron Paul.
Wow.
For me, I started acting because my older sister started acting, kind of, or at least she did like a play, and then I was like, oh, okay, I might as well do it, and it just kind of went uphill from there. But you know what? For that reason, I'm going to say my favorite actor is my older sister.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Winning
Donovan.
point. Look at that.
That is sweet.
That's great. I guess we're not getting any echo now. So that was just a temporary issue. I'm trying to keep up with the chat here. A lot of questions. Solomon Thornton asks, have any of you seen The Thing by John Carpenter?
No.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it yet. No.
Okay, good. It's one of the scariest movies ever made.
Oh.
It's great.
Dempsey says his heart melted when Donovan said his sister was his favorite actor. Older sis. There you go. Aw. Cool. Hey, it's and Justin also goes on to say it's too gory. Wait till you're older.
It's a good one.
I saw it on like a list of the scariest movies.
Yeah,
it is. It is. A question here. Love the movie, says Hazel Johnson, and
thank you.
Also goes on to say, what's your favorite Halloween tradition? Do you have anyone have a favorite Halloween tradition?
Yeah. Every Halloween. So I have a 4-year-old sister, and before that, my dad and my younger brother would sit down and watch the Charlie Brown special every Halloween. And this is the first Halloween that I've introduced Charlie Brown to my little sister, and she loves it.
Jaden.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man. The Great Pumpkin.
That is a great special.
It's the best one. I think it's the best one out of all of them.
Anyone else on Halloween traditions? Any favorite ones?
Yeah. My family and I, we carve pumpkins together every year and make chili, and we watch the Charlie Brown special every year.
Wow.
I like to after I go trick-or-treating and I have all my candy, I kind of like trade it with my family, because like some people like some candies more. Like my older sister loves Reese's Pieces, and I just give her all of my Reese's Pieces, and she gives me like a huge amount of candy for it. So it's a good trade-off.
Reese's are the best.
Anyone else on Halloween traditions?
So I don't have a.
I think there's pumpkin carved on my deck right now. I'm gonna have to go check on that.
So I don't have a Halloween tradition, but I do want to say that candy corn, it's not good.
Disgusting.
It's so good. What do you
No,
mean?
it's good. It's good.
Yes, candy.
I like it. I think it's
so good. It's
I'm not
so
a fan.
good.
It's
It
like
is
yeah.
It's so good.
No, Jaden's
It's
right.
so
It's
good.
actually really good.
It
I
is
don't
good.
I don't believe that anyone
Candy corn,
doesn't
yay.
like it.
Candy
That's-
corn, yay.
I had no idea it was divisive. Candy corn is great.
Candy corn is delicious.
Okay, actually, there's good candy corn and there's really bad candy corn. There's
That
nothing
is
in
true.
between.
That is true. I've
All
had
of it
some
is
bad
valid.
candy
He
corn.
was like,
I have
candy
had some
corn
bad candy
is candy corn. Either you hate it or you love it. Like I've never
That's
seen
true.
something go-
Candy corn pull, yeah.
But
The other stuff sucks.
I love candy corn. I love it. I love it. I think it's one of my favorite candies. Top
You're
5.
so weird for that.
I'm not weird. I'm the
No,
same.
you are.
Top
We
5.
had this
Top five.
conversation like
Yeah, I know we had this conversation. I'm saying it again that it's a yay. It's a yay.
no.
Yes.
I'm glad that
I
me and
love
Dylan
candy
are on
corn.
the same page. He's the only sane person, I guess.
I think we're
Sorry,
outvoting Nay or whatever.
Greasy Vop has a comment. This movie moment hits hard. It's a tough pill to swallow when you feel too old to trick or treat.
Yes.
You're never too old to trick or treat, in my eyes.
Well, in my eyes, yes.
Question here, I think for Dave. How did you pick Rome, Georgia? Great little old town, about 90 minutes from me. Shane is in Atlanta, Georgia. He's a comedian.
Great. Yeah, Rome. I mean, Rome was shown to us as an option that had a Spirit Halloween store. But I immediately loved the town. I mean, I love the store because it's kind of sitting all alone in an old Toys R Us, kind of the classic Toys R Us, which I thought was fitting. But the town itself was just, we were looking for that kind of classic, quaint American town. Rome is far enough off the interstate where it still has all its character. It hasn't changed. It has this, great town square and Main Street, and it had a good elevation of hills with vantage points and, good fall color. We got really lucky in Rome. And we had a great film community there. Actually, we had a lot of locals that helped us make the movie to a good extent.
Well, candy corn is getting a lot of comments here, so let's go to the candy corn is gross.
I'm sorry, but it's not true. I have to disagree on that one.
It's not. I mean, it can be, but most of the time it's not.
No,
Greasy Rob says any candy named after a vegetable is an L.
How is corn?
Okay,
yeah,
okay. That's a good one. But candy corn is an exception. It's
Wait,
an exception.
What are other candies named after vegetables?
I don't know. I think that's the only one. Popular one.
I can think of. A lot of questions here, so let's just go right to them. YouTube plays Minecraft. What was the best scene to film? What was the best scene to film for? I'm sure it's a question for all of you. So, what do you think?
I'm gonna let the actors. Yes,
I'd say any scene in the cave.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. The montage too. That was a good.
I think it's the montage because the cave was cold.
The montage, yes.
Yeah, the montage was the best one because we've been begging David to do the montage for like the whole entire.
Yeah, we didn't film too much of it. But we did do like I guess we did do a lot. We did like all the sword fighting and the shopping cart and everything.
The shopping cart was so fun.
Yeah, the shopping cart. Yeah.
The biggest thing to film in the montage was when they put the wig on me because I just couldn't stop.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun.
Marissa, did you have one?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was the cave because even though it was cold, I just really, really like caves for some reason.
Yes, that's no soundstage, you guys. That's a really wet, cold, muddy cave, and it was awesome to be able to.
I thought I was gonna fall down those steps a couple of times.
It was hazardous. Yes,
that was very fun.
The montage they're referring to is when the kids finally they're realize that they're all alone in the store and they can take anything off the shelves and play with them. And there's it happens early on in the film, but we saved that scene for later in the shoot because that's all everybody wanted to do was just take all the products off the shelf and sword fight and put on masks. And, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I think that's a universal fantasy to be let loose in a store that you like the merchandise in and have no grown-ups around.
Yeah,
but,
it's like the first Dawn of the Dead in a mall, right? You can do anything with it's all there. Did and be honest, did you guys keep anything from the store?
I did, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I did.
But they gave it to us. I got this what do you call it? Like a katana sword thing, and that was the one that I used in the montage, and me and Jaden fought over it endlessly about who would get it.
We really got at it. but we came to an agreement. Fortunately, we came to an agreement. But the thing that I took, this actually wasn't on set. While we were filming the final scene, Dylan and I saw this huge bleach sword from an anime.
Yes.
And I was like, "Oh, this is good. This is good." And now we were playing around with it, and then we asked someone if I could keep it, and he was like, "Yeah."
But you couldn't keep it in your suitcase because it was too big.
Yeah. So we shipped it.
Actually,
oh, really? You shipped it?
Yeah, we shipped it back home.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have it.
I took this. This is all I took, but I took one of the clipboards and I put some of the stickers from the movie.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, our second AD, Matt, made some custom stickers.
Yeah, the stickers.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We've got a lot of questions here, so I'm gonna try to. I know we're trying to keep up with the movie. If anyone has a comment on the movie as it's playing, we can divert from questions, but we have a lot of questions. If you don't mind bringing up the questions, let's see. Did anyone keep the princess button?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I have it.
I kept one too. So
yeah, I have a 4-year-old. I have a 4-year-old daughter who's very proud of her princess button.
Aww.
Okay, this is going to cause some debate. Which is better,
Okay.
candy corn or circus peanuts?
Candy corn.
What's circus peanut?
I don't like circus peanuts that much. I like candy corn.
Same league.
What is circus peanuts? Are they like the peanuts
Those
with like
mushy-
sugar on them, or?
No, they're like marshmallows, I think.
Oh, I don't like those.
I'm gonna say none.
And another important question: is it an L when you get chips for Halloween? Says
No.
YouTube.
No.
It's amazing. Please.
I don't think so.
I hate it because I only get chips and then I don't get any candy, and then it
Well,
sucks.
I mean, if you have a nice balance of chips and candy, then that's like pretty good. But I would prefer more candy over chips.
No, I actually used to do the same thing you did, Donovan. When I was younger, I would like trade candy with like my siblings.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's a ratio.
Dempsey says, "See, this is why the candy trade is such an important part of Halloween. So much discussion."
So true.
I would say there was a big shift in my life when you become a trick or treat host, and you think, okay, I want to be the guy that gives out the good stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that I take that as a big responsibility to have the good stuff. But I always considered candy corn the good stuff. So now I'm confused.
CD Stein 69 says candy corn, M&Ms, and peanuts, basically a deconstructed Snickers.
I'm gonna try it.
I haven't thought that deeply about candy, but
yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. And then Bad Andy says, dropping Dawn of the Dead reference. Wait for the RRR. I didn't make the reference. I just read your chat. I just read the chat. RRR is a Indian movie that comes up often on our show. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix right now. So
check it out.
Do you care to comment on the scene that's happening right now? I see. Is that someone in like a Grimace costume or a Barney?
Oh man, yeah. If you want some dirty behind the scenes truth, here's some dirty behind the scenes truth. We had scheduled this trick or treat scene and had all the whole town involved, and everyone was very excited to come out. And then last minute, for some change, the trick or treat scene changed several days, and we were really hard up to find our extras. So you'll see a lot of crew members making a guest appearance back there. It's best just to watch our main actors and not look too hard at the trick or treaters, because that's a little scrappy back there.
And Toxic Waltz N8 says, just dropped in. Who are these nerds? This is the cast. This is the cast of Spirit Halloween the movie. Toxic Waltz N8. So yeah, there you go. A lot more questions and just comments, people talking about Halloween. Akanika says it's the circus, in reference to circus peanuts, they're banana flavored marshmallows shaped like a peanut, and they're awful. I'll take candy corn over circus peanuts any day.
That's my sound effect when the rat clock pops out on the hour. It goes, "Brah!" And that's me. Late at night in the edit suite.
Well,
hold on, wait. Who commented, "Are you done with Slope"? How do you wait? How do you know that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was like a
Are you-
short film that we did. When we filmed like a weird short film thing on like a thing of concrete.
Yeah, I don't know how they know about that. I'm pretty sure it was the
Wait, are
interviews.
one of you guys on like commenting?
No.
No. I think it's because of me. Because on like one of like a previous interview I had on the movie, I touched on it when they asked me like what was like a favorite behind the scenes moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Donovan, it's almost been a year. We're still waiting on you to edit it.
That's true.
I don't have all the footage.
Well, edit what you can.
That's the issue, guys. The edit is the hard part.
We filmed like a movie of me and Jaden fighting with our swords.
Oh yeah. I still haven't edited that either because we don't have all the footage for that either.
There's some homework.
really
Here's
have
here's the montage scene. Oh my gosh. It was really hard to direct this scene. They just did not want to play with the toys.
Yeah, this generally looks like you were having a lot of fun. Was there a lot of this? Was a lot of this improvised?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'd say there were plenty of shooting days.
Like a lot of it was.
There's plenty of shooting days where I look over. We're trying to shoot a different scene, and I look over and everybody's sword fighting. So
yeah.
We still have like so many questions from the chat. I bring up some more questions.
Yeah.
John Mewald says, if an adult does not give out candy on Halloween, what is a good trick to teach them a lesson?
Oh,
Nothing. Leave them
Let me
alone.
think.
maybe just not giving them candy. Like that's.
And then a comment here from Mr. C says, is it bad that if this movie was real life, I would want to be in it?
No.
Great, that's the hope.
This would be fun. I would love to experience.
I'll say one thing about that. We had Spirit Halloween store managers with us the whole time, just in charge of the store, and they're on site with us. And there in Rome, she said, I forget her name, that the store had been broken into by Skylight before, and they were really hoping this movie didn't cause more bad behavior.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it actually had happened, and there was a lot of ghost stories about this particular store. A lot of the employees were pretty convinced it was haunted. Did you guys know any of that? I don't know.
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah.
No. Probably a good thing though.
Yeah.
That we didn't hear it.
Oh man. We did a number on this one. I'll say that. Yeah.
Here's a question. I'm throwing up some of the comments for you to read. They're fun. Comment from Shelby AC. The stupidest costume I ever dressed up as was this lame sad clown, and those pictures still haunt me. Anyone ever made an epic costume?
Yes, I've had. The last year I was trick-or-treating with some of my friends, and I was Killmonger. And I feel like that was the best costume I ever orchestrated. That's my best work. I think that was my best work.
Actually, last year I also made my own costume. So I had nothing in mind, and it was kind of the day of Halloween. So I put on a suit and sunglasses, and I just said I was black. It's definitely
I've been making my own costumes for like a long time.
Oh, really?
I made my last year the last time I went trick or treating, which was it last year? It might have been last year. It doesn't matter. I made like a cloak, and I put like diamonds on it because I was a scythe from the book Scythe.
Oh yeah.
And I used to make like my costumes. I made like a cardboard shark that I kind of just put all on my head. And yeah.
Anyone else?
Are you saying you no longer trick or treat, Donovan? What was that?
No. I still trick or treat. I just couldn't this year because I'm filming right now. So I can't really go trick or treating.
Anyone else care to comment on costumes?
Yeah, I think epic may be too strong of a word, but my favorite costume that I've ever done, I was like a 12 or 13, angsty teenager, and I was an emo black cat. And so all the pictures, I'm scowling. I have like intense black eyeliner and stuff. It's so funny. So that might be my favorite.
That's awesome.
That's cool. That's
cool. The one I remember, I tried to be Pumpkinhead one year with a real pumpkin, and I carved it all out and stuck it on my head, but I could hardly see out of it, and I kept tripping all night on the sidewalk, and so by the end of the night, the was pretty gross.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Well, look,
Yeah,
Spirit Halloween is greater than Party City.
That is, I happen to, unfortunately.
Oh, any day, yeah.
I have to comment on that because I accidentally I kind of betrayed everybody this year, and I went to Party City for my costume.
What?
How dare you?
No.
How could you?
You're under contract.
Yeah, they're your employer.
I can't believe you.
Actually, unfortunately, it's like since I was six to like 10, I was shopping at Party City. I'm a pretty good of it, but slowly I started getting to Spirit Halloween because they started opening up in my neighborhoods, and I started getting my stuff from there.
Well, as long as you're tuned.
You guys are gonna have to candle.
But now I love Spirit Halloween.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm like Dylan over here, but
No. The next Halloween, I'm going to Party City because my friend went to Party City. I mean, Spirit Halloween. My friend went to Spirit Halloween this year, and he sent me some of the pictures of some of the costumes. And this one specific costume, it's what he's going as. It's hilarious.
What is it?
No, I actually can't say what it is. But I'm gonna send it to you guys in that one group chat. It's really funny. But,
It better be.
YouTube Plays Minecraft asks, can we please do a time checkup to know if everyone is watching at the same time? Yes, we can. I have it at the 29-minute, 52-second mark.
Yeah.
About 30-minute mark.
Oops.
30 minutes?
Well, just
under
30 minutes now.
Okay.
Yeah. 30 minutes in. Might be off by like, some seconds.
Yeah.
So yeah. And Andrew Davis has a question. What movie were the boys actually watching on the iPad?
Nothing.
We weren't watching
this is
anything.
great.
It was a gray screen.
Oh, really?
No.
The movie that's on there is like one of the first movies we made as Hideout Pictures, like back in 2011.
Oh, Easter egg. That's cool.
Was called Super Zeros, and in that movie, the characters were watching a movie called The Bowler. So we actually had to make
That's funny.
The Bowler for them to watch, and then we used the same. We were like, this is going to be an Easter egg back to our very first movie. So we actually used
That's cool.
The Bowler, the exact scenes from that Bowler that we shot from the other movie. So it's
cool.
So I guess these characters all exist in the same universe because they all watch the same fictional movie. So
yes, that's right. It's pretty gruesome if you take a close look at it. I mean, you see the bowler throw a bowling ball right through the janitor. That's when Bo slams the iPad down. He's reacting to that. So that's our one R-rated scene in the movie. That's our gore there. So
there's a question here. Jaden, how was it embodying Bo? Was it easy, or did you have to step out of your own personality?
Well, I feel like Bo and I have a lot of similarities in our personality, but I would just like to put it out there. I'm not the best in science. I don't know much about it. And I didn't know what type of periodic table stuff was on his t-shirts. I don't know anything about science, but the parts where he cares about his friends, I relate to that in a way. So in some parts, yes, but in some parts, no, not really.
Gotcha. Okay. More comments here, but also feel free to comment on anything happening in the movie as we're watching it.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
Cool. How many shopping centers were harmed during the making of this movie, says Fletcher Williams? Were there any?
Everybody just watched the way that Mr. Dark falls here. This was my favorite.
Oh, no.
Okay. Sorry
Here
to
we
interrupt.
go. But were there any accidents? I mean, I can imagine with being in a Spirit Halloween store, there's, something could happen, something could fall over.
Oh, I did hit my head when we were filming the scene where we're running into like the storage room or like the room in the back. I somehow fell and like hit my head on something. But I was fine, but it was very chaotic, yeah.
I remember going through that in the edit. Yeah, it's like everyone's saying, "Come on, Jake, and then he comes just crashing through.
Oh no!
It looked like he got really hurt.
This was one of my scenes. I remember we were all arguing about who was gonna punch through.
Oh yeah.
Through the wall. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah,
I mean, originally, I really like these places in the store behind the retail sections. They're kind of these back storage areas.
Yeah.
And I thought, myself as a 13-year-old, that's where I would want to go because you're not allowed to go there normally. And I know the store was originally a little confused, like, wait a minute, why are we filming scenes, on the outer edges of the store where you can't go? And I just like the idea of that. It's not just the store; it's this abandoned retail space with a history, and the geography has history. And being in in a store like that, you want to like climb behind the wall, you want to climb up on the roof, you want to do stuff you're not allowed to do. Yeah. So we did. I mean, we shot in every inch of this building. I'm trying to remember if there was any specific accident. Our production designer had to do a lot to create stuff that still felt like it was part of the Spirit Halloween world, but it's really just a part of this movie. And some of it is so good, I feel like Spirit Halloween should adopt it. I feel like the grandfather clock totally belongs there.
Yeah.
The tower that Kate climbs down and drops onto feels very much like it belongs. Everything else is past this point in the movie, so we won't go there yet. But
yeah,
good.
Some questions here. Lumber says, do you plan your trick-or-treat route to maximize the haul like we did in the old days? I remember that we used old pillowcases to carry our candy because you could fit so much in a pillowcase. It was way easier to carry. But any tips on getting the best haul?
Yes, I have one tip. When you are walking around your neighborhood, look at the biggest houses. The biggest houses always give out the biggest candy bars. I'm telling you.
Always go to rich neighborhoods if you want the most.
Rich neighborhoods.
Yeah.
It is.
I think like I kind of have a high risk, high reward one. If you go to like places that no one else is going, sometimes you'll get to houses that don't give candy to anyone else, so they'll give you extra. Like once I went to a house and they're like, "Oh, we haven't had anyone in 2 years," and they gave us all of their candy.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good tip. Very good. Good strategy. Yeah, I always remember honing in on the best neighborhoods. We'd kind of coordinate a drop off. Say, okay, we're gonna go to this subdivision and pick us up in an hour. Clean up.
Here's a question here. Has anyone, this is from Shelby AC, says, has anyone ever seen or felt the presence of a real ghost? I swear I really did once. Anyone care to respond? Have you ever felt a presence of a ghost? I'm not talking about, the furnace or the cooler in your house, like weird house sounds, but like you've ever felt that?
Yeah, I had a closet in my in the first house that I lived in, and we'd throw a marble in it and it would come out, but there would be no bouncing sound and it was tilted inward. So like if you went and you placed the marble in the middle of the floor in the closet, it would roll to the inside. So we didn't know how it was coming out, and it was just like really weird.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Anyone else care to respond to that question? Real ghosts?
I never really experienced a real ghost before.
Never?
So actually, this was kind of recently. I think it was like a month ago. My friend and I, we were I have this like electric scooter, and he was like on the back of it, and we were just riding around in this like empty like parking lot on top of this mountain at night. It was the middle of the night, and we see one car, and there's this like man in it, and he's just sort of like rocking his head back and forth. There's something weird. He was doing something weird, and we ride like closer, and then we turn around, and when we look, he's just gone. He just disappeared. I was so I literally just rode away. Like I didn't want to take any risks. I don't know if I was just seeing things. He might have just done this. He might have just done I don't know, but
Wow, that's
I think paranormal stuff is cool, but if it has to do with me, then I'm not.
Yeah, you don't go looking for it.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'd go looking for it.
Too, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Actually, yes. One other thing, I've done this thing at my friend's house. He had like a thing to like kind of find ghosts. It's like you listen to a radio and it's like a bunch of static, but it like you could hear words almost.
Oh yeah.
They like heard it say my name. Like you hear like a bunch of stuff. You have like a thing and it stands like still, but it like moves around on its own. For me, I feel like it's more like it's hard for me to believe that stuff. And you kind of want to, but it's also hard to. And in one case, it could just be you listening to the static, and because you're trying so hard to make out words, you might just be hearing things.
Yeah.
And the little spinny thing, it might just be off balance. But you never know. And I mean, another thing, I've always wanted to try a Ouija board. They had one, but they moved. I never got to try it. But even if it does work, you never know if it's just someone else like moving their hand or like unconsciously doing it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like really hard to believe in that stuff. But when it happens, I try and believe what I can.
Just a comment here. Someone says Spirit Halloween is owned by Spencer's Gifts, and in their 2 months a year, it accounts for like 40% or more of their revenue. That makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, I
did not know that.
Didn't know that, but I feel like Halloween is probably the most popular holiday, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Just anybody can celebrate.
Yeah.
But a quick question. Just who here? Why is it that clowns are so scary? I heard
They're not.
Murderers.
Well, I heard a study. They asked 200 children, "Would you like a clown for your birthday party?" And 100% of the kids said, "No, I don't want a clown for my birthday party." It was some organization trying to promote having clowns at your birthday party. But in recent years, I think clowns have become, I can't tell you how many clown horror movies there are. Clowns have become scary. Right. So any thoughts on clowns? Where does everyone stand on clowns?
I mean,
I don't like them.
Personally hate them really bad. But I also feel like nobody wants clowns at their party anymore because they're so stigmatized. When you see a clown, you're like, oh, that's a murder. No, it's like see like the Pennywise clown.
Exactly.
Like, see them as these like scary things, which they're not. I actually took a clowning class one time, and so I know a thing or two about clowning. But I don't think they're scary. I just think like the media has made them to be scary, and because of the actual murder guy. From
I don't like clowns. I just don't like it. I really don't.
I think clowns are okay. But there was like the story of like that like person that dressed up as a clown and then kidnapped like children. Like it doesn't have a good reputation, but I guess they're okay. I'm not scared of them.
I'm not particularly like scared of clowns, but I also don't really see a point to them at a birthday party either. Like why a child would want them. Like maybe they're funny, but like especially with how the media portrays clowns now, I don't really see a reason why anybody would want a clown. Like if I were to be out in public and like I would see a clown, like maybe I don't know if someone's dressed as it, or maybe I just see one out. Like I'm not gonna like be scared of it and try to avoid it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to cross it.
Okay, but do y'all remember the clown epidemic in like 2016? Where
I remember. I was young, but I remember it.
Watch all the YouTube videos. They were all fake. They were all definitely fake too. But
no, there was a clown.
They weren't fake. There were like
But I
there
mean,
was
like,
a lot of crazy stuff that was happening there.
why they would be scared? Like they would be in a car, and there would be like a clown walking towards them with like a hammer or something. Like just drive past it.
Yeah, that's fake.
Scary.
That's not true. But that's not true though.
But it's fake. But it's fake. That's the thing. Like you wouldn't be recording in that situation. You'd want to get out.
Toxic Waltz N8 says, I once had a roommate who was deathly afraid of clowns. So, of course, the second day she was at our place, right across the street was a kid's birthday party with a clown present.
Oh,
yikes.
That
That's
happens.
really sad.
That happens. And someone says, there's a lot of people asking favorite candy. I think we've talked about, we'll probably get back to the candy conversation. But Toxic Waltz N8 says, the correct answer for all candy is Zagnut.
I've never tried.
That's the best candy bar. Has anyone tried Zagnut?
I've never even heard of that.
Nope.
All right, well,
I don't know.
Zagnut. Question
That's real old school. I think I had one. A long time ago.
That's an old school candy. Like I know what a Zagnut is. I don't expect anyone else to know what it is. But Dempsey asks, are there any future aspirations to play a superhero from anyone in the cast?
Yeah.
Yes.
Super aspirations.
So while I was young, I always wanted to like have a superpower. Like I remember like always just thinking, if I focus hard enough, like that tree will just light on fire. I'll just start flying. Or like that. Like I used to always make my own like mini movies using like editing or something to make it look like I had superpowers. So 100% I'd love to play a superhero, anything.
Yeah. More specifically, I would like to play Miles Morales.
You were gonna say that.
I've been like introduced to it when I was like 8. Like I got the first comic book, and I was like, yeah, I want to be Miles Morales. That's kind of the main. If I were ever to choose a role and stick with it for the rest of my life, I would choose Miles Morales. 100%.
That's so scary though. Just doing the same role forever.
But I would do it though. Like if it was any other role, but Miles Morales 100%.
Yeah, I would love to play Iron Man. Like if Marvel's coming out with a kid version of Iron Man or like a flashback or something since he's dead now, I'll play that. Like
I saw they came out with this new superhero movie, Black Adam. I think is The Rock.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that DC? I think it's DC, right?
Yeah, it's DC.
Yeah, that's DC.
I really want to watch it. It actually looks very.
It was pretty good. Like it wasn't like.
Is it good? I don't know. I don't
I mean,
know.
it was. I feel like it was overhyped because
it was good for a DC movie.
Yeah, it was good for a DC movie, but I felt like it was overhyped because they were saying like it was gonna change DC forever. I feel like it was like an everyday superhero movie.
The thing for me is like, I feel like it's gonna be so weird, like seeing Dwayne Johnson in the DC universe now, like especially.
It wasn't that weird.
To the role though, and like we see more of him, like him with like Superman and stuff like that, or Batman.
Yeah,
that's gonna be. I don't know if I could take it seriously.
I was watching it, and it wasn't like
no,
he played the character pretty well.
Yeah.
Well, you guys you're more harsh than we are. You're so hardcore harsh on this stuff. Wow. Man. This is well, this isn't in the cave. You've got you're sort of in the back there. But care to comment on the scene that we're seeing right now?
It was just cold. Y'all remember that? How freezing it was?
No, you went to this like little area, and there were like cobwebs and spider webs everywhere.
Oh, in the back?
Yes, in those on like pipes.
I recently I went to Rome last weekend to show. They had a local showing there, and this building is already gone. I was trying to revisit some of our locations, and this boiler room is gone. Yeah, it was up for demolition. Oh. But this whole underground adventure, I think, is at least 3 or 4 different locations that we patched together. In some pretty hardcore abandoned buildings. I mean, I commend all you guys for being not too delicate about that stuff. They're like, hey, we got this old warehouse. Can you come down? And I was like, okay, we're doing it. So it was, I'm proud of the underground adventure. I think it really works. I like seeing you guys. what's behind this door? What's behind this door? It keeps going deeper and deeper.
Oh, a question here from
and this
Greasy
gets a
Vox.
lot of laughs.
What was Rachel Lee Cook like? She liked to joke around or more serious?
She had funny jokes, I think, because like normally people just have like jokes that are okay, but like she seemed like she knew what humor was.
Yeah, when I worked with her, I think 2 or 3 days, and I didn't see her often, but when I did, she was so sweet, so kind, super generous. She's a really generous actress, and just seemed really willing to do whatever. I mean, is that your take, David? I remember the first day I was on set.
Yeah, that was your first scene, I believe, was opposite Rachel at the doorway. And I think it wasn't Rachel's first scene. She'd been there all day. So she was like, I was starting to feel pressure like, oh man, is she, are we pushing on her time? And she didn't have to technically stay for her reverse. Sometimes we shoot conversations back and forth and not always both parties are there. And she stayed and she wanted to be, I just felt like she was really generous. Like you were saying, she was excited about this project. She had a lot of fun with it. She
kind of saved us the first day, actually, her and Donovan with Joni. We had a little rough start.
Yeah.
And
we had a setback on the first day. Just our sweet little Joni had a little stage. She was kind of scared of Jake's room, to be honest. Some of the spooky stuff in there. She was 4 or 5 years old at the time. A great little actress, but she went in the room and was like just locked up on us. And of course, it was our first day of shooting, so it's a great day to get behind. And she recovered and did great, but everybody stayed a little bit later that day, and I can't thank you all enough. We got through it, for sure.
Oh, this is the cave scene right now.
Yeah. See, we're in the cave. We're in the cave. This is a little town called Cave Spring, Georgia. It's about, I'd say, 15 minutes from Rome. And when we were location scouting, we were looking for an underground tunnel because in the original script, they go underneath the store into like a maintenance tunnel of some kind. And one of the locals there in Rome said, well, we do have this cave. And we were so excited about it that we kind of wrote it into we fleshed out that underground journey into this. But this is all, it's a real cave. It was hard to shoot in. It was challenging to light in, but I'm really happy that we all went with that.
This a weird off the wall question here. What do you think of the sequel trilogy? I assume he's talking about Star Wars. I'd say for our young actors, what do you think of the Star Wars sequel trilogy?
Well, I watched it when I was younger, and actually it's a crazy story. So I was watching it, and we were in the middle of the movie, and then the fire alarm went off, so we had to all exit the theater, and then they rearranged all the theater tickets for 6:30, and we went back in, we watched it, and I fell asleep. So I still don't know what happened in the first Star Wars movie, to the sequel. But I've watched all the other ones, but just the first one, I fell asleep, and I'm kind of ashamed of it.
I hope. I'm also a little bit ashamed of my answer because I haven't watched a single Star Wars movie.
That's what? No, there's no way.
I tried watching the very first one, got through about half of it, and I was so bored I stopped watching. And since then, I haven't watched a single one.
Oh, Dylan.
And
you need to watch them. It's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Luke's father. That's all about. That's all I know. There were 2 moons, which really confused me at the time. It still does.
Yeah.
The new Star Wars movies aren't that good, but the older ones were definitely really good.
Well, I mean, I liked the last one. I forgot the name, but I liked the last one. I feel like the the ending was pretty good. Not the whole like the I'm Ray Skywalker, but I liked everything else.
You're getting some love there, Jaden.
Miss a thing.
Valley says,
I'm happy
loving
hearing,
your
Solomon calling out the Goonies. Happy to hear
Yeah.
that. It's definitely a big
a lot of
one.
Goonies.
We all love the Goonies.
Well, look
Definitely.
there. Mr. C is saying Jaden reminds me of Miles Morales. Donovan seems like a great actor for Stranger Things.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Appreciate it.
Greasy Vop says, y'all have time to go to any nice restaurants in Georgia?
Mhm. Yep. We had one. Me, Donovan, and Dylan. I'm pretty sure it was like every other week, whenever we had time off, we'd go to this one restaurant right next to the hotel. It was called La Scala. It was so good. It was like probably one of the best restaurants I've ever went to. Like it's so underrated. I love it. Like I can't stop thinking about it. Like I probably think about it like once a week. I talk like I know. Like it's really good.
You guys had time to eat nice restaurant food. I didn't have
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Well, there's one restaurant in specific, and me, Donovan, and Jaden, we would take turns playing Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, La Scala.
And I think who had the high score? Was it me or you, Donovan? I think it was you.
Yeah, I wasn't the best at it. I was not.
I think I beat you.
Yeah.
I beat you, Dylan. I got the record, and then we kept on fighting to get another one, but then it was closed the next time we came. So
Yeah.
They had some really good lamb chops, so I will say that.
Yeah, that was good.
Awesome.
Oh, can you talk about the cave scene that's happening right now? This looks like pretty dangerous.
This is Bo's moment. Bo's big moment.
Yeah. Because I know actually doing that isn't recommended. I'm not going to say whether or not I did that as a kid, but not recommended.
Yes. That is a real fire. We burned that thing. The store Nightcrawler was a hard animatronic. They were phasing Nightcrawler out, and they said they scoured the eastern seaboard and found us 2.5 Nightcrawlers. Like 2 Nightcrawlers and then a box of parts. And so there was just no margin for error. We turned one into the costume for the person who played Nightcrawler, the contortionist who had to wear the costume, and then one is in the store, and then the box of parts we assembled and set on fire in the cave. It was wild. So
a quick question. Abby F says, what do you guys think about the ratings of movies? Do you think they are accurate? And I think that pretty much everyone has admitted to watching an R-rated movie on here. So
well, she's saying the ratings of the movie. Does she mean PG-13 or R or PG, or does she mean like our reviews?
I'm not sure. I was gonna assume like ratings, like PG-13 R, stuff like that. Do you think they're accurate?
I know our whole goal with this was to be a PG. This is definitely, I feel like our audience in mind was 7 to 12 years old. I feel like there's not a ton of great, fun, Halloween movies that are also adventure movies aimed directly at that age group, and that was our goal. Mm-hmm. There has been some, and I don't think Shannon can speak to this. I don't think we officially have our MPAA rating, but it is listed as PG-13 on a lot of sites, and I wasn't crazy. It's definitely not PG-13 in my mind. So I don't want that to alienate anybody. I very much want families to see this film, if that's what she's referring to.
A question here from Greasy Vop. Did the same actor play all the costumed parts? Who was in the costume?
No.
Yeah.
No, I think there was a contortionist in
the Nightcrawler.
The Nightcrawler, yeah.
And then it was crew members for the Teddykins.
Yeah, who was in the Teddy suit?
Teddykins, the teddy bear had at least 4. I'd say four different.
Oh.
There's one of our wardrobe assistants was named Bear, ironically, and she plays the teddy bear. I know Kathy, one of our stand-ins, was this teddy bear. I know one of our second or our key PA, Brittany, was in the teddy bear. I'm trying to think. The teddy bear was a specific height, and so if you were willing to get in the hot suit and you were short enough, you got the part on the teddy bear. Mr. Dark and Buzzsaw, hats off to our locations manager, Brendan Earp, played both of those roles stupendously well. And then Nightcrawler was a contortionist that we found. She was walking upside down and backwards.
That was
great. Down slippery steps. I mean, that was treacherous, and she was great. And there's actually one shot. There's one Nightcrawler shot. We've already seen it when he was setting him on fire. There's one pickup we didn't get with her, and of all people, our craft service. What was her name? Summer took one for the team, put on Nightcrawler, and did a great Nightcrawler growl. So we had a lot of help on the monsters. This was old school, monster costumes. Very involved crew.
Solomon Thornton says this film is better than all of the Disney films that have come out this year.
Thank you.
That's a hot take, but thank you.
YouTube Plays Minecraft says, what is the best family horror movie? And then Dempsey responds, my family watches Halloween together. The John Carpenter, I assume. So this movie will be fine for us. We're looking forward to more from you all. But do you have a favorite family horror film, or maybe favorite family Halloween movie?
I think Dempsey is right. Home Alone.
Spirit Halloween. Yeah, out of all of them, I feel like Spirit Halloween's the best one.
Gremlins, no.
Gremlins is also very good.
Gremlins was certainly a reference. It was a favorite of mine, and I went back and watched it a few times getting ready for this. Gremlins is a great example.
Fletcher Williams asks, why did everyone get into acting? What was your first gig? And I think you may have answered some of this at the beginning, but if you care to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, my first ever gig, I was 11 years old, and I had like a 10-second part in a McDonald's commercial for a couple of years. But it paid well, so that was nice. But that was my first ever job.
My first job was a student film. I don't remember the name, but I had to play dead on a beach and pretend I got washed up in the ocean. And I was super young at the time. I was maybe like 7 or something. So I just remember sitting, playing dead, just trying not to laugh. Camera on me. But yeah, it was really fun to do.
I think sorry, I'm blanking. The first movie that I did was Zoe, which was like a romance sci-fi kind of thing. But before that, the first like actual film thing that I did was called The Indivisibility of Blood, and that was like a horror kind of thing, I guess. But I don't remember too much about it because it was so long ago.
I think my first gig was this Hulu show called Difficult People. I was like 6. I had like a huge afro, and all I had to do was open the door, smile, and run.
All right.
But nice. I don't like it. It seemed easy, but it wasn't. It wasn't easy. It was not easy. The door was really heavy for a 6-year-old, and I didn't like it.
I got to give a quick shout out here. Kate is now possessed, and she's wearing these blue contacts over her over her everyday contacts, and yes. Not only that, but we're blasting fans at her, and her eyes. You can talk about that, Marissa, but she was in a lot of discomfort, and she really. Yeah. I thought it was a big part of the audition for me. Like, not only did she have to be a cool older sister, but she had to get like maniacally Possessed by Christopher Lloyd, and Marissa nailed that. Man.
Thank you. I was really struggling when we were shooting these scenes. Honestly, I was having, obviously my eyes were killing me. I already have really dry eyes, and then add the 2 contacts, and then wind, and then I had the stunt corsets on. So when I was like getting hooked up in the air, like I had this really, really tight harness on that was so uncomfortable in so many places. And yeah, it was pretty intense. I remember asking David every day, like, okay, how much longer do we have to film this stuff? Good sport, but it was tough. It was really tough.
It was tough. Yes, thank you again, Marissa. And also, this is some Evil Dead references in this whole sequence here. Just this crazy bringing the stock to life. This was in the script. This idea of spirit Halloween costumes coming out of boxes, and I just thought that was a lot of fun. So I'm really happy we got to do a version of that.
And we're at the 1 hour and around almost 4 minute mark. 1 hour and 4 minutes. Just so everyone's keeping time here. This is a question that's liable to cause debate. PS5 versus Xbox Series X versus Switch.
PS5.
I actually don't play video games.
I don't have.
My brother has an Xbox, but I don't really play video games. So I wouldn't know. That's a question for Dylan and Donovan.
Super Nintendo.
Or play either, but if I have to pick PS5.
Yeah, PS5 is the best. It's
And Marissa, how much fun was it to shoot these scenes? It's always, people say it's always fun to play the villain, right?
Yeah, I usually agree with that, but because of all the other physical elements, it was really hard for me to get focused because I was so distracted. And I have ADHD, so with all of these like sensory issues, I had a really hard time staying in it. Plus, I was sleep exhausted because I was going between the West and the East Coast almost every week at that point. And I think most of these scenes were shot super late at night. I'd get off at work super early in the morning. So it would have been a great time. I would have been having a really great time if it weren't for all of that extra stuff. But I got through it and it was great. It was fun. But in the moment, it was a lot.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And then a question here from Abby F. as would you guys recommend acting to people interested? What are the advantages and disadvantages? You've all worked in the industry, not just on this film, but other projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like any artistic outlet, whether that's theater, dance, music, whatever, is great for everybody. I really, really believe in emotional expressionism through art. But when it comes to acting, you have to have really thick skin because there's a lot of rejection involved. And when I say a lot of rejection involved, I think you could audition for 100 things and get called back for one. You know, like that kind of thing is really, really hard. And it really, really sucks sometimes. And when you get super far into a casting process, you know, it's between one and you other person, one or two other people, blah, blah, blah. And you don't get it. That's really hard. So learning to kind of deal with that is the key to doing that. But if you can get past that part, then I think it's a great thing.
This is a really emotional scene right now. David, do you want to talk about it a little bit? Oh, you're muted. You're muted, David. You're muted. It's okay. Happens to me too.
I'm learning. I'm still learning.
It's okay. It's okay.
This is the culmination of the trying to release the spirit. You know, they've learned throughout the night these rules of how you know the spirit is up for 1 hour and they have till midnight to do it. And they had to assemble these 3 sacrifices. And then Jake has to, I think there's 2 different sacrifices that get destroyed. And so Jake finally has to give his last personal possession, which is this book, you know, that his dad gave him. Oh man, I don't know what to say about it. It was, it was a lot. I have to say right here, so I don't want to get personal. The last week of shooting went down with COVID. There was 3 days of shooting that I did not get to. I had to, was kind of sending remote notes from the couch. And this scene right here, I was really looking forward to directing, and was off site for. You guys talk about that. How was it like shooting? There's a handful of scenes throughout the movie that I didn't get to be part of.
Yeah.
And I commend everybody for just, moving ahead without me, and the crew and you guys for keeping such a good attitude.
Yeah. Well, for this scene, all I was going to say is that the boys and I really, really wanted to do a booyah where I actually got in on it. But Haggerty steered me away from that. So we didn't get a shot of that. But
yeah, that's a missed opportunity.
I know.
No, thank you all for there's several key moments in the film that I feel like I wasn't on site for, and it kills me.
But we did have Mike, the producer, that was helping us direct. Or not helping us direct, but like directing for us.
Mike stepped up. Our DP, Andy Kugler, really, everyone kind of held it together and got this thing done. So luckily it was the last week and not the first week. It would have been hard.
Yeah, right.
I think the last day of filming was so fun. And I just remember it was such a great day. We were in the theater, and we were just filming all those scenes. And I remember the one last booyah to finish the show and the movie, and it was just great. Yeah. And I remember, and you guys, we filmed one of the scenes where our dads were walking by.
Yeah.
My dad is always mentioning that. He's like, I'm in the movie. I know.
The 3 dads are walking down the sidewalk. Yeah, we made sure that was in the cut. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So I think at first I thought the booyah was going to be kind of weird, and I didn't like it that much. But then once I did it the first time, I was like, oh, this is actually like really fitting and kind of cool. And then the rest just felt like it fit, and it was great.
I remember working on the first booyah. I was like, wait a minute, this is not popping yet. You guys, it's one of those things where you all have to own it and have to.
I mean, the last scene we filmed was the booyah, and I actually didn't know it was the last one. So I thought, it was like one of the last scenes. So we did that, and then I hear, oh, that's a wrap. And I was like, oh.
Aww.
And it was just great. And actually, funny story. Until we were finished with the show, we would never say we were wrapped at the end of the day. We would say we were burritoed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot that.
We said we were burritoed. And I remember when we left for, I think for the holidays, before we came back, we were like, no, we're burritoed. And then after the booyah, we were to say we were wrapped. But it was great. Yeah.
That's
a really
awesome.
great ending for the film.
Cool. Very cool.
I'm not sure what this is in reference. Gabriel Quiroga asks, "What about the bikes?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
The bikes.
I remember. Our props master got together this handful of old bikes, and I think we just let you guys kind of spend some time with the bikes and claim yours. And by the end of the day, you'd all claimed your favorite.
Yeah. But the last scene, one of Bo's lines is, "What about the bikes?" And everyone says, "Leave them." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Bo is not about to leave his good bike.
It's about the bike.
They're iconic.
Well, I remember one of the first days of filming, we actually filmed the whole starting intro montage.
Oh, yeah, the bike montage.
That was really cool. I remember riding across the bridge with like the drone following us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. We were terrified we were going to lose all this beautiful fall color, which we did. By the end of the movie, it was all gone. And so we got all those bike shots at the very front end of shooting. I think we stole them on a rehearsal day, to be honest. We kept calling it day 0.
Yeah.
But it was very pretty. Rome is a pretty town. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, that's true.
Good town to make a movie in.
When exactly did you film it? Did you film it in the fall?
We did. I think our first day of shooting, what's in my mind is November 11th. There may have been no, I think We shot for 5 days before Thanksgiving break, so maybe it was the 19th. But it was mid-November. We started. We broke for Thanksgiving, and then we broke again for Christmas. We went. I think we had 21 days, 22 days total. I was begging Shannon for another day always.
Yeah, it was a pretty short shoot.
Yes.
Greasy Bop asks, so do you just borrow someone's actual house for shooting? I mean, I'm sure you location scout and work a deal, you know?
Yes.
You don't just walk into someone's house.
Lots of location scouting.
You want to talk about that?
Sure. I mean, yeah, that's one thing where you can be such an asset as a location scout in your town. I mean, we were working with two people that were, Rome residents and very familiar with the town. So they introduced us to a lot of locations and opened a lot of doors. But then, yes, you absolutely make a plan to shoot there. There's a fee involved. Most houses we had to completely redress, to make the character's location or whatever.
And Solomon Thornton says, I am loving this film, and I love the fact that you had Marla Gibbs in this. Wishing all of you guys the best success, live life, and party on, dudes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaking of Marla Gibbs, I actually remember this watching this last scene in the movie, and I forgot about it. So it was kind of a little bit of a shock. It was like
right?
Surprise for me.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. We were deep in the cave. It was definitely the end of the night, and I had to run out to use the restroom, which was like a 10-minute hike. And Marla Gibbs was being carried into this cave. I mean, she's when we shot, I believe she was 91, and she was on a grip cart with people on all four corners and bringing her in, and she just had this smile and twinkle on her eye, in her eye.
Yeah, I think a lot of people
work with.
They talk about Christopher Lloyd being a legend, but Marla Gibbs is a legend too. And we were casting the role for Granny G, and we're actually looking for somebody local, and we just hadn't found anybody we liked yet. And our casting person said, "What about Marla Gibbs?" And I'm like, "What are you talking? Can we get Marla Gibbs? That would be amazing." And I was super excited to have her, because obviously watching the Jeffersons and 227, growing up, and we were just over the moon to have her. So I think a lot of people overlook the fact that she's legendary.
Yes, very much so. Well, which is such a career, and an honor to have her in our little movie. No question.
And Shannon Hutchins, you're the producer. We haven't really heard a lot from you during this, but the lighting and the way you are in this, it isn't scary at all.
Yeah,
it's not in the least scary.
I feel like I'm in witness protection. I was like, "We're going to watch this in the house," and I just landed here, and I was just like, I'm the producer. They don't need to see me. I'll just chime in.
Everyone, three cheers for Shannon. I mean, he's very, very involved creatively. Big part of this whole thing happening. Would not have happened without him. So,
well, cheers for everybody with the credits rolling now. I think a big applause for everyone involved in this. Applaud yourself. Great job. Great work. Stuntbrat 777 Smith says, "I bet you guys had a blast."
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Lumber says, "Good job, everyone. Good luck to all of you." Bad Andy says, "Great film. Can't wait to show this to the kiddos. Fun, but not too scary."
Yeah.
So, not like all the movies you mentioned at the beginning of the stream. You've all seen movies you're probably too young to see, but that's fine. That was fun. Yay. And there you go. Applause from Bad Andy and everybody. Any final words or thoughts, you guys? Oh, wait. Toxic Waltz Edit is a very important question. What did craft services look like? Lots of Capri Sun and bagel bites. What did you guys get? Craft service is a big deal on a set. On a film set.
It was.
We got lucky.
I think it was like a lot of. It was I don't.
I think it was an average crafty.
It was like chips and candy. They made
it was like chips, candy.
It was good.
Yeah, it had a hot chocolate bar.
Cupcakes too.
Yeah. And they had they gave us Yorks too, which is the best.
Oh yeah.
It was the best inside of the store, because the crafty was a lot bigger, and they started bringing in like a lot of custom things. Like I think they had like Pop-Tarts that you could toast. Like I think they brought in donuts one day, cupcakes.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It was good.
I never had time to visit craft service, but yeah. No, we had a great team on this. We had a really, really good crew.
Any final thoughts as the credits are rolling? And it's interesting, the Spirit Halloween store staff got credits in the movie.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I want to shout out to Thomas May there, animatronic technician. He came in, he was like our resident animatronic engineer. You know, behind every scene with an animatronic, he's hiding somewhere under a table with 2 wires ready to stick together. You know, it's very kind of old school. But yeah, we could not have done this without them. I mean, we once we were all knew the movie we were making, it was a big collaboration. But again, I just want to point out, a lot of people see this and think the whole thing was invented in a boardroom, you know, like a marketing ploy from the beginning. And this was an honest, fun little movie. And they got involved on the latter half of it. And they weren't pushy. They weren't like, oh, you can only see this or you can't see that. They were just happy to be a part of this and a really big help to the production. So
that's great.
It was good.
Does everyone want to have like their final thoughts as we close out the watch party? Maybe this last thing in the credit, in loving memory of Venice Garland. Who's that? Is that?
This is my wife's grandmother who passed away during the production.
Oh, wow.
And it was, I did not get to attend her memorial service, which I felt bad about because it was just right in the middle of everything. And it was in North Carolina, but I wanted to, you know, immortalize her in the credits for that, because she was a big supporter of mine for many years.
Well, let's get the final thoughts.
Thank you very much, Penny. I hope she would enjoy this film. I think she would laugh at it.
Let's get some final thoughts from everybody. Let's start with Shannon, who we haven't heard much from, but that's okay. You're hanging out. We're having fun.
I've jumped in a few times.
Oh, that's cool.
No, final thoughts. Look, it was a short prep and a challenging shoot, but I think we tried to do our best to keep it fun. And regardless, the product came out great. You know, all the actors, you know, did an amazing job. The crew leaned in and kind of went above and beyond. David, obviously, you did an amazing job. You know, and Billy's script was great, and even Haggerty, you know, not only as, you know, my producer partner, but, you know, also directed a few days.
Yes.
You know, actually he has his own, we're doing a Western with Haggerty right now. He's going to make his director debut because he had a 3-day audition in Spirit Halloween. So, I just appreciate everybody and look forward to working with everybody, you know, down the road.
Cool. Dylan, you're up next. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I guess I just have to say overall, it was a really great movie. I love the vibe of it. I'm so happy with how it turned out, you know, just sort of feeling like that horror movie you could watch with your family, even at any age, because, you know, it's a great mixture of scary, but also, you know, funny. And I just think it was a great movie. I had so much fun working on it. And I guess just a huge thank you to David and I guess everybody else in the cast and crew.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, Dylan.
All right. Final words from me are probably just that it was a fun project from start to finish. And I'll try and keep it short and sweet by saying that I'm just grateful for having the opportunity to meet people that I met.
And this question just came in. Mr. C, would this cast ever work together again?
Hopefully, yeah.
I hope so.
All right, cool. Jaden, you're up.
Well, I just like to say that I am very grateful for a wonderful cast, and I had a very fun time filming and just hanging out just as a whole. And I'd like to have a big shout out to the crew. They were a big part in the creation of this movie, and I'm just really grateful that we all got through the movie together. And big thanks to David, Shannon, and Mike, and they just really put this movie together, and I'd like to say thank you.
Yeah, I think it was an amazing experience, and most of all, it was just really fun. It was a fun filming process. It was fun behind the scenes, and it was just a fun movie overall.
Yeah.
I hope it'll, stay as like an annual Halloween movie that people watch for many years in the future. But yeah, David, Shannon, and Mike, you guys are the best. Yeah. You guys are amazing.
Awesome. And we do have a question that just came in at the last minute. Maybe we all can take the time to answer this real quick. You can take the time to answer this one. What memento, Toxic Waltz N8 asks, what memento did you steal, quote, steal from the set when filming was finished? Like a piece from a costume or a prop? Did anyone take anything?
Yes.
Oh,
I
no.
actually took quite a few. I took my rhinestone cat ears and my Doc Martens and some keychains and some posters.
Oh, wow.
I think I took a few. I took some posters, bracelets, and then the main thing is this. And they gave out some like stickers that we all.
Yeah. I took the katana sword, and I also got the button, the princess button, and not really anything else. They gave us a couple of things in like the goodie bag at the premiere of the trailer for the show. Not show, the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I took this huge bleach sword from the anime Bleach, and it wasn't even featured in the movie. Like, me and Dylan saw it while we were filming the last scene, and we were like, yeah, we're taking this. So I got that, and we shipped it back to my house.
Cool.
Nice.
Well, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the movie with us, Spirit Halloween, the movie. I learned during this live stream that this was a project, David, that you approached Spirit Halloween. It was supposed to be a generic Halloween store, and you approached Spirit Halloween. I think that's great, because I love it when you see a Spirit Halloween store pop up sometime in late July or early August. Halloween's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Which is great. I want to let people know Spirit Halloween, the movie, is on video on demand. It's on Apple TV. It's on Vudu, all your popular video on demand platforms. So check it out. I mean, it's kind of like the perfect time. It's we're right before Halloween. This is
Go watch it. Tell your friends. Yeah.
Awesome. And any final words for everyone? People are just loving this. Love this cast. It brought me back to my childhood. Hilarious. This was a great experience watching with the cast and filmmakers. Great film. You're all so amazing. Thanks for this watch party. It's def fun, a wholesome movie. So you're getting a lot of love in the chat, which I love to see. Any final thoughts before we
maybe we do a 1, 2, 3 and end this thing on a booyah?
Oh,
yeah.
Here we go. Okay.
Count it down, David.
All right. That's 1, 2, 3.
Booyah!